The first step to immigration reform is eliminating any program, policy, procedure, plan of any municipality or law enforcement agency that bypasses or allows them to literally disobey the law of the land concerning immigration. This happens all the time. I want to give you some examples. One of my favorite ways that the politicians came up with to skirt immigration laws is that diversity visa lottery, the green card lottery. You may have heard about this recently, made the news. This happened under George Bush the senior, by the way. It's basically a lottery for 50,000 people a year. Last year there were 11 million applicants. Incredible. So several years ago, there was an Egyptian lady who won the lottery, so she was given permanent status here in the States. Again, completely bypassing normal immigration law. Once she got here, she said, "Oh, I'm so sad. I mean, I love America, but I married my husband. It's back in Egypt." And they said, "No problem. We have another way to skate around normal immigration law, this thing called chain migration. We can bring him over." Or as the Democrats like to call it, family reunification. And so bypassed all the regular stuff, he came, got his permanent status. He was the very guy that walked into LAX in 2002, headed straight to the El Al airline ticket counter and began to shoot Jews. Successfully killed 2, wounded 4 before he was shot. Now, I know liberals will say, wait a second, that's not fair. That's the exception, not the rule. I know that. But my point is, it's just programs that we come up with to get around whatever immigration law is there. Those have to go. We're dealing with DACA right now. I found this humorous. I did this on purpose to some friends this week. I was with 3 other people. I knew I was going to do this video, so here's what I said. How many of you favor amnesty? I mean, we got like 12 million, illegal, undocumented people here. What do you think about amnesty? To a T, everybody said absolutely no way. Even got a little angry. Then I said, what about DACA? One of them wasn't totally sure what it was, so I explained it from the liberal perspective. I said, hey, these were just kids that came here, no fault of their own. They had no choice, and yet they have just prospered under America and become educated. Now they're doctors and lawyers and Navy SEALs and just give so much to our country. 2 of the 3 said, well, yeah, I got to help them get legal status. And I said, whoa, you just said angrily you were opposed to amnesty. Now you're for it. How can that be? I wish you could have seen their faces. It's like, they didn't know what to say. Here's my point again. You can't continue to come up with programs and plans that will bypass immigration law. Why come up with one word towards reform if all of this crazy outstanding stuff is allowed to exist? And of course, you know what the big one is. Sanctuary cities and sanctuary states. I mean, this is the epitome of disobeying federal immigration law. And honestly, if they're allowed to exist, why would we spend 1 second coming up with any type of reform? That's why for me, whether it's Republicans or Democrats, when they even use the phrase immigration reform, they know 100% that it's a hoax.